Holly Willoughby. This morning's former Queen Bee, who was likened to a Disney princess on Dancing on Ice. The Golden Girl of daytime television, a moniker that once belonged to the late, great Jill Dando, who was herself often referred to as the Golden Girl of British TV. But all of that changed, seemingly overnight, when Holly Willoughby appeared to skip the queue at Westminster Hall in 2022, as Queen Elizabeth II was lying in state. But could it be possible that Holly felt compelled to be there? She appears to have had a long fascination with the royal family and indeed has met them on many occasions. Could this closeness have made Holly Willoughby feel entitled, with all thought of joining a public queue automatically discarded? Following the incident on September 16, 2022, Holly retaliated against the backlash received by herself and former co-host Phillip Schofield by uttering, "Please know that we would never jump a queue." During our years of investigations into certain members of the royal family prior to setting up this channel, Blinkerhole discovered more than one odd instance of Holly's over-familiarism with the royals. An underlying jokey palliness which in our opinion either borders on obsession or something else is afoot. Most likely the latter, and we believe that these instances may have just led Holly Willoughby to where she is today and indeed explain everything that has been happening to her and the now disgraced Phillip Schofield, in our own opinion, of course. So, please bear with us while we relay some of the key elements we feel are of particular interest in this third clues video. The first two videos are the two videos previous to this one, though it doesn't matter in which order you view them, but if you find them interesting, please subscribe to our channel to keep up to date, as we may have more clues videos to go. Right, so, we'll get on with it. Just prior to her alleged queue jumping, Holly was among the thousands of mourners to pay tribute to the Queen at Buckingham Palace following the monarch's death. She was joined by her 3 children as they left flowers outside Buckingham Palace and later shared the poignant snaps. In one image, her daughter Belle appeared to be laying her own card down on top of a bouquet of flowers. Holly captioned the post, "Time to reflect and pay our respects." The children wrote the most beautiful words. Looking back, perhaps it was inevitable that Holly Willoughby needed to get in on the action, a strong compulsion to be involved in the mourning. Holly's bizarre dalliances with royalty seemingly go way back. In December 2016, this morning fans couldn't quite believe it when Holly Willoughby posted a picture of herself posing with what appeared to be Queen Elizabeth II. She caused a social media storm thanks to the candid snap, with her followers querying whether it was the actual monarch. Holly captioned the Instagram picture, "Favorite selfie. Save the children. Christmas jumper day. Is this the actual Queen?" One fan posted, while another enthused, "The Queen." The mystery was solved when it was revealed the Queen model was part of Save the Children's Christmas charity appeal. Just a year earlier, in November 2015, the then Duchess of Cambridge, now the Princess of Wales, joined none other than Holly Willoughby as they came together at the Fostering Excellence Awards to shine a spotlight on Britain's foster carers and the children they take into their homes. Holly and Kate were seen dressed in almost identical cobalt blue outfits, tucking into tea and cake, and after hosting the awards, Holly Willoughby said, "It's lovely to be here and a real honor to be asked to host the awards. I am very lucky to have 3 gorgeous, very healthy children. It's lovely to be asked to do something like this and see what incredible work people do." Strangely, it's not the first time the two ladies have been spotted in similar garb. Holly wore a blue dress on This Morning in October 2019, and a year later, Kate Middleton was wearing an identical dress on a visit to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Norfolk. Holly Willoughby, who was born in 1981, we've noticed, has often used fashion to feel closer to royalty. In December 2020, she channeled England's Rose, Princess Diana, as she shared a picture of herself wearing her iconic black sheep jumper. The late Princess of Wales famously wore the item of clothing in 1981 at the Guards Polo Club at Smith's Lawn in Windsor, and again in 1983. It was apparently a gift from the mother of one of the princess's page boys at her wedding to Prince Charles in 1981, and a replica was worn by Emma Corrin in the 4th series of The Crown. Many believed Princess Diana's infamous black sheep jumper cheekily hinted at her feelings of being an outsider in the royal family. In the snap, Holly looked radiant as she shared the black and white photo alongside a sheep emoji and the caption, "Gifted." Fans were quick to comment on Holly's look as they shared their excitement over the iconic piece of knitwear, with one adding, "OMG, the famous Diana sheep jumper. It looks just as beautiful on you as it did her." Perhaps Holly was making up for the backlash she received 3 years earlier in September 2017 for a strange segment on This Morning. It featured a bizarre floral portrait of Princess Diana which caused controversy and was mocked by thousands, including a group of residents who appeared on the show. The memorial, which was made out of eggshells and cow parsley, was branded downright disgusting and blasted for looking nothing like Diana. Though, perhaps the eggshells were a nod to Charles, as Blinkerhole remembers that during the coronation of King Charles, Phil and Holly were busy in the This Morning kitchen making cheesy baked eggs, reported to be one of Charles's favorite dishes, perhaps served cold. Holly Willoughby had also spent the evening at home baking a cake in the shape of a crown, which she said wasn't perfect. Anywho, back to the lovely artwork, which has been of particular interest to Blinkerhole for quite some time, so please bear with us as we take a recap over the finer details. The piece was unveiled in the centre of Chesterfield, near Sheffield, which was created to mark the 20th anniversary of the princess's death in a car crash in Paris, and the milestone had sparked a fresh outpouring of grief across the country and in London, where crowds gathered at the gates of her former home at Kensington Palace. On This Morning, though, Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield were left in hysterics after Alison Hammond set out to find what locals thought of the bizarre tribute in Chesterfield, which had been compared to Rod Stewart and Claire Balding. Defending the Diana artwork, Alison said, "The amount of detail that's gone into it is unbelievable, and I don't think that comes across in photos or on TV at all. You have to respect the amount of work that's gone into this. Volunteers made it. It's a piece of art." Alison then turned to a lady standing nearby, who was clearly not a fan of the tribute. She said, "I think it's horrible. I think it's downright disgusting. It's the face, yes, it's nothing like Princess Diana. If Charles saw that, he would be happy. She wouldn't be, because she's not here, but that is nothing like Princess Diana." Phillip Schofield was left open-mouthed and was forced to watch the interview through his fingers, while Holly covered her face with her hand. Realizing there were a few angry residents around, Alison moved on to a fan of the memorial. She said, "I think it's very clever actually. I've been collecting dolls for years and I've got 18 of her dolls in porcelain and she's beautiful. She's our princess. So the thing is the time it's took, it's very clever. The only thing I don't like about it is her lips." She then jokingly got out her lipstick to put on the bright pink lips of the princess. Alison then spoke to a man who saw Diana when she came to Chesterfield in 1981. He admitted, "There is a resemblance. Obviously she is better looking in real life. It's the thought and effort that somebody's done." Someone from the crowd then made Phil burst out laughing when he shouted, "It's a lot better from a distance." Alison added, "As you can see, divided opinion. Lots of people have been trolling this and they need to stop. I love it. It hasn't been particularly well received." One cynic asked whether it was made out of Weetabix, while others failed to see the funny side, and were calling for the council to take it down. Local resident Gayla Tuckley said, "I saw it and thought what an insult to Diana. Luckily she had a sense of humor and would probably be laughing if she could see it, or cared. But still it needs taking down, it's not nice at all." And Karen Byfleet wrote, "Absolutely horrendous, makes me ashamed to say I come from Chesterfield. Chesterfield Borough Council, you should be ashamed of yourselves." The piece, constructed in 3 separate panels, has been erected at the town pump, and is part of Derbyshire's tradition of well dressing. The custom takes place each summer and sees locals decorate town wells with uplifting pictures. Chesterfield Borough Council defended the artwork and said that all art is meant to be a talking point. A spokesman said it was put together by 14 volunteers, who spent about 120 hours working on the project. The Princess Diana piece was made using flowers including carnations of chrysanthemums, chamomile, cow parsley, and leaves, which had been mixed with grass seeds, rowan berries, and eggshell. The spokesman said, "The well dressing is produced by 14 volunteers using the ancient Derbyshire art of well dressing, which involves creating designs from flower petals and other natural materials. All art is meant to be a talking point, and that certainly seems to be the case with this year's design. The well dressing is designed to attract visitors to the area, and if the publicity encourages more people to come and visit the market and local shops, then that can only be good for Chesterfield." Several years later, in July 2021, on the day that would have marked Princess Diana's 60th birthday, This Morning viewers were unimpressed again. Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield were joined on the ITV show by a lookalike of the former Princess of Wales and suggested it shows what she might have looked like now. Yes, really. Nikki Lilly worked as a Princess Diana lookalike prior to her death, aged 36, in a car crash in 1997. The chat came as the show paid tribute to the late princess, as her sons Prince William and Prince Harry prepare to unveil a statue in her honor at Kensington Palace, which unusually depicts her with 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. During the conversation, Phillip said, "So I suppose really this is perhaps a little bit of an insight into what the princess might have looked like. You're pretty much the exact age she would have been. But for you those times must have been busy but also very special." Nikki said she had a wonderful few years working as Diana's lookalike and added that she used to get mistaken for the princess. "I'd be pushing my supermarket trolley and someone would come up to me in tears and say, 'I'm so sorry about Charles,' and things like this. I was thinking, I'm sure Diana doesn't push her own supermarket trolley, but still." Later in the show, Gok1 led a fashion segment which centered around what Princess Diana might be wearing if she was still alive today. But fans were not convinced and took to social media to have their say. "Geez, who thought up this fashion section of what Diana would be wearing if she was still alive? It's just bloody weird," one said. Another commented, "I think this is the worst fashion segment this morning has ever done. Guessing what Diana might have been wearing today is ghoulish. This whole segment is a real reach to link it to Diana," a third shared. A fourth asked, "Is it just me that thinks doing a segment on what Diana might have worn had she lived and not been tragically killed is in poor taste? This segment is so unnecessary. Let's not focus on Diana's achievements, let's focus on her clothes." Whoever agreed this segment was a good idea needs to have a word with themselves. Another feud. 3 years earlier in May 2018, Holly Willoughby drew yet more criticism when she revealed that she would be wearing her wedding dress when Meghan Markle married Prince Harry. You really couldn't make it up, could you? Or, could you? Holly was famed for the outfits she wore every day on This Morning, and even once wore her mother's rose-covered peplum dress on her own 40th birthday, as we've covered in previous videos, but her wedding garb on Prince Harry's big day could be Holly's most talked about ensemble ever. Speaking at This Morning Live at Birmingham's NEC prior to the event, Holly said, "We have a big wedding to look forward to on Saturday. Have you not heard what I am doing? You are going to love this. It's my sister's 40th on the same day, so I've got a big party for her birthday anyway, all day, and then obviously the royal wedding. So extra excitement, and then this week on the old family WhatsApp group that we all have." My sister Kelly said, "I've got an amazing idea. For anyone that's been married, go and get your wedding dress and wear it to the party." I dug it out. I took it into This Morning to the big steamer, as I haven't got one of those. It is filthy. I haven't had it dried cleaned. It's a bit ripped. I will look a bit like Miss Havisham." Alison couldn't help but get a little upset, and wailed, "I want to get married." Her confession prompted Phillip Schofield to get down on one knee and pop the question. She said, "This is like every girl's dream." Phillip Schofield going down on one knee. Yes, can I just buy a dress? I want a dress to wear to a party." But she went on to say he was a rubbish husband. "He never calls, he never writes to me," she said. "He's had another baby with someone else. He's the worst." While Holly and her family wore their wedding outfits at her sister's Big 4-0 bash, Phillip Schofield was on screen broadcasting live from Windsor, spearheading ITV's coverage of the royal nuptials. But as Holly twirled around in her wedding dress during the royal wedding, many accused her of stealing Meghan Markle's limelight. Though, perhaps she was a little jealous, as Blinkerhole remembers that in July 2012, Holly tried to get one step closer to becoming a real-life princess by tweeting a picture of herself wearing a gem-encrusted crown to none other than Prince Harry, writing, "See Prince Harry. I can do it." We digress. Back to Holly's wedding gown get-up. Throughout Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's big day, she shared pictures of herself from the party, which of course, also marked her mum and sister's birthdays, and looked as though she was having the time of her life. However, some of Holly's followers claimed she was making the day about her and taking the shine off Meghan. One said, "I know it was your sis and mum's birthday, however, why? It just makes you look like you're trying to upstage Meghan. Big mistake. Huge." Another commented, "Sorry Holly, but it's not about you." While a third chimed in, Why are you attempting to overshadow the royal wedding? There must be a reason for not being picked to present. Accept it." Holly ignored the nasty comments and continued to enjoy the party, along with her celebrity pal Emma Bunton, who also donned her wedding dress to join in the celebrations. Though Blinkerhole is certain that Prince Harry wouldn't mind, since he made interesting references to the Spice Girls in his book, Spare. In it, Harry writes about a trip he took to South Africa with his father, King Charles, in 1997, shortly after his mummy's disappearance, as he often refers to it as in his book, and talks about when he and his father met the iconic girl band. Harry also directly quotes 2 lines from Spice Girls' hit song Wannabe, released in 1996. "If you want my future, forget my past. If you want to get with me, better make it fast." But there were tears from Holly on This Morning in January 2020, as she and Phillip Schofield discussed Prince Harry's speech, explaining his reason for stepping away from the royal family. As the show aired Harry and Meghan's best bits, Holly struggled to contain her emotions, welling up and admitting, "I can't bear it." But following the king's coronation, during the time Holly and Phil were allegedly feuding in May, Holly appeared to have given herself somewhat of a regal makeover, from prim polka dots to soft summer pastels and even a dazzling metallic evening gown. There was something curiously familiar about Holly Willoughby's wardrobe, as she was spotted in dresses previously worn by members of our own royal family and their cousins abroad. In May this year, Holly appeared on This Morning shortly before her then co-host Phillip Schofield was axed as an ambassador for the Prince's Trust, after it was confirmed his role was no longer appropriate, following the revelation that he lied about an affair with a young runner. Alongside Phillip, Holly confirmed she would be leaving work earlier than usual. Holly shared her excitement as she revealed she would be joining King Charles at the palace so he can congratulate the winners of the Prince's Trust Awards. It was the first time Schofield was left alone to present the show, and came after insiders revealed that he faced The Chop from ITV's flagship morning show following seismic changes this summer. For her royal day out, Holly chose a lemon yellow dress, which bizarrely has also been worn by Kate, the Princess of Wales, and even Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. Holly said, "I have put my posh dress on today because later on this afternoon I am heading to Buckingham Palace and there the king will be. And we will get to introduce the award winners to the king so he can say well done." Phillip quipped, "So you are off midday-ish and I am holding the fort." To which Holly replied, "Yes you are, thank you very much." But before she headed off to the royal event, the pair awkwardly hugged and kissed. Holly was later spotted with King Charles, smiling and laughing with His Majesty and American actor Stanley Tucci, in her regal attire. It's not the first time Holly has taken inspiration from royal women. Her regal makeover began to emerge in 2018, when she slimmed down to a size 10 and suddenly, the woman who once admitted she was always clueless about fashion began dressing in a series of safe, primary-colored wrap dresses. So who could be her main role model? Well, it seems to be the Princess of Wales. Yet, her soft spot for Prince Harry is evident. In 2017, Holly Willoughby told The Sun newspaper that if she had to choose a group of people to be on a remote island with that aren't her friends, Harry would definitely make the cut. Admitting that she was slightly fascinated by him, she quipped, "I think he'll bring fun and he'll definitely bring some sort of alcohol onto that island somewhere." And Blinkerhole has also noticed while doing our extensive research, Holly often put in her 2 penneth worth during royal debates on This Morning. Though for all of Holly's seemingly extensive knowledge of the ins and outs of the family, in February 2020, 2 years before Queen Elizabeth II passed away, strangely, Holly Willoughby couldn't control her laughter after she muddled up the royal succession during a game of It's Behind You, which saw viewers describe an image behind Holly. Then co-host Phillip Schofield had to guess the right answer to win a cash prize for the caller. Hilarity ensued after one caller attempted to describe a photo of Prince Charles, giving Holly and Phil the clue, the next in line for the throne. But, while Philip pondered his answer for a brief moment, Holly blurted out Prince William, then Prince Harry, seemingly forgetting that he and wife Meghan Markle had stepped back from royal duties, and finally Prince George, before collapsing back into the sofa in a fit of laughter. Luckily for Holly, Philip was able to correctly name Prince Charles before the time ran out. Please like and subscribe for more journeys through the Blinkerhole. For entertainment purposes only. Keep Keep up to date with our latest investigations and hit the join button. If you like what we do, send us a super thanks. Official Blinker Hole merchandise is available in store.